people who are doing incredible work for the refugee cause in this country right now. We're here today because there's a global refugee crisis. It's getting worse. And it needs solutions. And the global community needs to act, and governments need to act too. There are now more than 70 million displaced people all over the world, people who are fleeing war and persecution and violence. And these are people who are totally innocent, who just had their lives interrupted because they were unlucky to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and their lives are shattered, and they have to figure out a way to go forward and save their families and do anything they can to take care of the people who they love. And as a father, I'm always touched when I hear these stories. I've had a chance to travel as a Goodwill ambassador for the UN Refugee Agency and talk to people in places like Lebanon and Jordan, people who have been displaced by war, people in Guatemala who've been affected by gang violence. I've met these children who are so resilient, kids who are forced to take up these responsibilities that they shouldn't have to at a young age. I met a young boy named Khalil in Amman, Jordan, who is a Syrian refugee whose his family, they were all living in a one-room apartment, about 5 or 6 people or so in maybe 1 or 2 rooms, and he was about 13 years old, and he was an auto mechanic, and he was forced to work 16-hour days just to take care of his family because as a refugee, his father really couldn't get work, because a lot of times refugees, when they're in these neighboring countries, they just don't have the right to work. It's very hard to make a living, to live safely. I've talked to a mother in Lebanon whose son was sick, and she had to make a choice between buying medicine or having electricity in her home because the subsistence level was that low. Let alone, again, the safety level, just being a single mother in this sort of situation. All these people, they're innocent people. They had no part in this, and they're just trying to go forward with their lives. And there are solutions for this problem. Solutions are at hand. But what we're seeing right now in many parts of the world, including our country, is a rollback on the solutions. And there's an abdication of our responsibility to each other as human beings. And that's why I think it's critical that all of us need to work towards ensuring that solutions are worked towards in a compassionate and effective way. And that's why the work that all these organizations are doing is so important. And on a government level, governments around the world look to the U.S. to lead the charge. And unfortunately right now, the amount of refugees being resettled in this country is at an all-time low, which is really unfortunate. And our country is about compassion, it's about helping people, it's about welcoming refugees and immigrants. That's who we all are. And so I feel the work that everybody here is doing is very, very important, and we need to support it. So I'm proud to be here in New York, standing with fellow New Yorkers who are doing this work, and to really advocate for this very important funding that the state needs to step up and help with, since it's not coming from anywhere else. And New York has a great history of doing this, and these programs, they need to keep going. There's an institutional memory that needs to stay alive, and as the refugee flow right now is lower than it's been, at some point it's going to come back up, and these institutions need to be up and working when that happens. And the work they're doing right now is so important, because refugees, they contribute so much to our economy. There's no question that our economy benefits from the work that refugees do. They're entrepreneurial, and they take up jobs sometimes that other people don't want to do, and they're a hugely important part of who we are as a country. So I'm very happy to stand here with you, and hopefully we're going to make this happen. Thank you.
All right.